Ashley Logan, welcome to Ain't My First Mortgage Podcast. How are you?
I am so excited to be here today, Skip. Thank you for having me. I am a longtime fan and was an avid listener of the Big Skip Energy.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. And I am very excited that you are in a position now where I can have you on and we can have a good discussion because you got a lot of really cool things going on. But first, for the listeners out there that don't know you, who you are, what you do, just take a second and introduce yourself for me.
Sure, happy to do so. My name is Ashley Logan, and I currently serve as the Director of Strategic Lending Initiatives and Advocacy for Eustis Mortgage, based here in New Orleans, Louisiana. I reside in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with my husband and two small kids. They're 5 and 6, just started school. And I've been in the mortgage industry for 11 years now. Spent 8 of those years on the MI side, covering Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Iowa, Northwest Illinois. I've made some amazing connections through the years. And before that, I did a tour. I had 3 years with the Capital Area Finance Authority, which is a local HFA here in Baton Rouge. And I worked to implement DPA programs across the state of Louisiana. I was working directly with the GSEs to write these programs. It was back in that 2015 to 2018 timeframe, when DPAs were really coming out. There was no bond money to be had. And so that was a fun little stretch of time, too. I really kind of cut my teeth in the
There you go.
industry on the DPA side of the business.
You said you did a tour with them. It sounds like you spent some years in Vietnam or something. I did a tour back in 15. Uh,
It felt like it back then because we were going out as a local housing finance agency. We had to go out to all of the local governments to get approval to do business in those
yeah, that's a
parishes.
grind. It's a
We have
grind.
parishes here, we don't have counties, but we had to get that approval to be able to go into those parishes to offer those programs. So it
Yeah.
absolutely was a tour.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, so excited to have you on today. And if you would, you just made a big transition from the MI world to Eustis Mortgage, which is a very, very well respected, well known, IMB in the Southeast. And if you would tell me a little bit about what inspired your change, because I know that the ownership there super excited to have you. You got a lot of things going on, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But I'm really personally just interested in what made you make a big change because we don't see that a lot. Usually we see folks changing jobs in the industry in similar roles. This is something I don't want to say new because it's not new to you, but it is very different from what you were doing.
Yes. And it was a job position that was created for me, which was an honor.
Hmm.
Um, and even more exciting for me when I did make the transition. And let's just be honest, the big question that you're asking me here, the elephant in the room, is people don't leave MI jobs. It's not a common thing to see in the industry and very rare. And I will say that I loved my job,
Hmm.
absolutely loved my job. With that came a significant amount of travel. I just explained the states that I covered.
Yeah, which
And
I didn't know about
maybe
Illinois, by the way. That was I didn't even know about that one.
Iowa and Northwest Illinois
Whew.
for 3 years. And it was
Yeah,
wonderful. I wouldn't go when it would snow.
yeah, yeah.
My husband's family all lived there, so it worked out for us.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they would come with me in the summer.
Mm.
Um, it was absolutely wonderful. Amazing company, amazing
For
people,
sure.
very hard decision. This position was based here in Louisiana, working with a powerhouse company that I had been very closely connected to since my days with CAFA, because we
Hmm.
were working with these DPA programs with these guys. And when Kate came to me, Kate is our CEO, Kate DeKay, and we started talking about what this type of position might look like. And she really had an emphasis on the advocacy work that I was already doing through the Louisiana Mortgage Bankers Association and the Greater New Orleans Area Mortgage Bankers Association and all of the local chapters. She really saw what that could do for the industry and put an emphasis on that, hence added advocacy to my title.
Yeah.
Offered me an opportunity to step into this Director of Strategic Lending Initiatives role,
Hmm.
jump into a leadership position within her company, which was an honor in itself, and align myself with someone like her. It was really just an opportunity I couldn't pass up because it
Yeah.
brought
No, I get it totally.
home most nights with kids that are in pre-K and kindergarten, starting with extracurricular activities. And so I'm able to take that passion for the industry and really make a difference on the home front here in Louisiana.
Got it. I love it. I love it. And that's a good, thank you for setting me up for a good transition there because you are heavily involved
Yes.
with Louisiana mortgage bankers. And as you know, I'm a big MBA guy, and I love hearing what other states are doing and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I would like for you to share kind of, what y'all have been up to these last 6 to plus months or so. And, what are some of your big initiatives? And also, on top of that, what can others do to help, y'all's cause? I mean, you're doing a lot of things. So let's hear about that first.
We are doing a lot of things. And in part of, I've never been on the origination side of the business. I just kind
Hmm.
of gave you my resume a little bit of what
Yeah.
I've done. And part of what drives me every single day and motivates me every single day is being a connector of people. I thrive on connecting and using those relationships to drive value and to make
Hmm.
meaningful change. And that is kind of, you said 6 to 12 months. That is where it's been seen in the public eye through all of our social media
Right.
efforts. This has really been a 2 to 5 year effort on the
Hmm.
backside of connecting all of those folks. It
Oh yeah.
started with the Greater New Orleans Mortgage Lenders Association right after COVID, where they saw an influx of affiliates. And it wasn't really, the lenders had kind of disappeared, and that organization really needed a revamp. And
Hmm.
so we jumped in with me as an affiliate and worked on what can we do to make this a better organization for the lenders? How can we drive the lenders back into this organization? What can we do to drive value? And with that came some strategic initiatives. And one of those strategic initiatives in 2022 that came out of the Greater New Orleans mortgage lenders was what can we do to have one voice for our state, for
Hmm.
Louisiana? And from there, we started having state and locals meetings once a quarter in Baton Rouge, where all of the existing chapters and what was the existing state association would meet to say, okay, where are we? What do we want to be? Where do we want to go? What do we want that to look like? And how do we get there? And
Right.
the very first thing that we did was rejoin the National MBA as a state chapter.
Yeah.
That was a huge first step because the National MBA then served as a catalyst to help us drive all of the change that we've been able to implement over the last 6 to 12 months that you've
Hmm.
actually seen. One thing that I also want to say is that we are a completely 100% volunteer driven association. We do not currently have any sort of administrator or administration company that's running our organization.
Hmm.
And we felt like we needed to get that buy-in from the ground level and have everybody that's a part of this association really get in boots on the ground and build it ground up ourselves so that we could shape the way that we wanted this to go. I'm
Okay.
very proud of the work that we've accomplished. Our 2025 conference in Baton Rouge, Louisiana saw 350 conference goers.
Hmm.
Which, as we attended more shows through the end of the year, we heard that that was a pretty high number for
Yeah.
conference attendees. And we're
I would say
really,
so, especially for a state the size of Louisiana. I mean, you're looking from Georgia, who has a very, very large mortgage bankers association. Annual meetings probably 150-ish.
we were thrilled to welcome
Yeah, that's a big deal.
350 people to that conference. And one of our biggest missions was to have one voice for our state. And
Hmm.
that's one voice across brokers, bankers, IMBs, and credit unions. It was to bring all of mortgage lending back together and to have one association that represents all.
Yeah.
Part of what
So,
we oh, go
oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to ask though, are y'all focused right now? If I had to put you on the spot, which don't worry, you'll be fine with me putting you on the spot. One, two, maybe three. Let's go for two big initiatives that y'all are working on the state level as far as either legislation or advocacy, or just what kind of things are y'all besides growth, which obviously you got to have a good strong membership before you can have impactful activities like that. But what kind of things are y'all working on right now? Because what I'd like to do is for other folks who are listening to this that are involved in their MBAs to get frankly some ideas and maybe be able to connect and say, hey, look, what's working for you over there? I'd like to hear a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And I would open and welcome those connections.
Yeah.
Please reach out. I've actually been in conversations with Kentucky recently.
Yeah.
I'll give you three because we've got some really great things happening.
Okay.
We just launched our Future Leaders program. You know, you hear a lot of people go back and forth between YPN, Young Professionals
Hmm.
Network, and Future Leaders. And we chose to go Future Leaders. We were very fortunate to be able to model our program off of Arkansas, Tennessee, and Texas.
I just spoke at the Tennessee one, so yeah, I mean, that's a great program.
We were able to build the program for Louisiana using a little bit of ideas. Our
Hmm.
goal was to get 30 students for our inaugural class, and we ended up having 37. So we were really excited to get that launched. And I'll tell you, Skip, we have some students that are in this class that have 27, 30 years in the business.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Future leaders does not necessarily mean young people. It can be folks that are in it for life that want to make an impact in whatever the time remaining that they have in the industry. So it's a great program. It really is.
But it shows us the lack of these types of programs in our industry here in
Yes,
Louisiana for so
yes.
many years.
Well, I
And
mean, we're an aging group. I mean, I'm
yeah,
44 and I'm considered a spring chicken. You're younger than
right?
me, so
Not
I
by
mean,
much.
we are considered babies amongst the mortgage crew, and that doesn't
Right.
just mean origination. That means corporate management, everything. Yeah, and so the organizations that are putting a big effort into creating new talent. I shouldn't say creating, but fostering new talent for our industry, and getting people while they're young, showing that impact, showing the intrinsic value. Those are the ones that are making a big difference. And I know you just mentioned Tennessee. I mentioned Tennessee a minute ago. They've got a great program at I think it's Middle Tennessee State where they're trying to say, hey, look, this is a possible career. This is how it works. This is what you do.
That's the
Um,
next thing I wanted to roll into. So great
Yes, I
segue.
thought that might be the case. So I gave you a good segue there. I did it on purpose.
Last week, we were so excited. We rolled out Mortgage Banking Bound at LSU. And when we started these conversations with David Upton at the National MBA
Hmm.
with LSU, we were first kind of talking about maybe a stackable certificate. And if we were to have companies here in Louisiana that have employees that maybe didn't go to college, but were employed and wanted to have these certificates, we could put them through these programs. And LSU, we were very excited, took it to the next level. So,
Yeah.
what we rolled out is actually 3 accredited hours in the College of Business for juniors and seniors. And it is specifically mortgage banking. It's a 3,900 level course. We have 40 students and 10 on the wait list,
Oh
which was
wow.
extremely exciting.
Yeah, that's big time.
And the MBA creates all of the curriculum, which is wonderful. We've partnered that curriculum with LSU to make sure that we have the accreditation for those 3 hours. But
Hmm.
then our local industry professionals are going into the classroom with the professor, and we are teaching these classes,
Yep.
which has
Yep.
been such an amazing experience to align our professionals and our people here in Louisiana with these potential, even if these students don't end up in the mortgage industry, they're getting a full education on the home buying process and they're coming out of college more educated than they were before on
Oh,
what
there's
that.
no part of this that they wouldn't benefit from. I mean, if they, yeah, like you said, if they don't pick it as a career, all right, that's fine. They'll still have more knowledge about the process, how it works, what all's involved, instead of just having it be this ambiguous, thing out there, right?
And
Yeah, there's no downside to this, in my opinion.
they're learning that it's not just mortgage loan originators in this industry and
Right.
in this career. They're learning about operations, they're learning about secondary, they're learning about technology, they're learning about business development, they're learning about all of the components of the
Yeah, I mean,
industry.
originators may be the base of that pyramid that holds everything else up, but there's a whole stack of stuff going up that are different options, for
We were
sure.
thrilled to have LSU be the first large institution and the first school in the SEC to
Yep.
roll it out. And we'll challenge some of all of you to go out and maybe have some of these other institutions. Because what we don't want happening is all these Georgia and Mississippi and Texas and Arkansas companies taking our graduates,
Well, that would be a shame, wouldn't
right?
it?
You
I
know,
love it. I love it.
the
So
next
what's your
thing,
third one?
the third one is that, I am an AMP. So
Hmm.
I went through all three classes, School of Mortgage Banking, to get my accredited
I'm going to
mortgage
get you
professional.
to CMB before it's said and done.
It's on my list, Skip. It
That's
is
on your
on
list.
my
I'm
list.
going to
I
bump
got a
that up
lot.
your list. All right.
It's on the list. But we didn't have access to those classes here in Louisiana. And
Hmm.
to achieve the AMP designation, a flight cost, a hotel cost for a week, plus the cost of the actual course to go in and
Hmm.
take it. And so one of the things that we were really, really, really interested in was what can we do to reduce that cost and eliminate some of these barriers to our professionals achieving these professional designations here in
Mm.
Louisiana. And so I called David up and at the MBA. He's going to shoot me for for giving away all these secrets, right?
No, because I'm actually going to have him on in a couple of weeks. So, he and I'll
You
talk
can
about it
grill
too.
him.
Yeah.
And they were open to coming to Louisiana. They were
Hmm.
pretty specific on the fact that they wanted it to be in New Orleans. We
Hmm.
had kind of had some criteria that we had to meet, but we were met with the, hey, you help us make this happen and we will help you.
Yeah.
So I am very, very, very glad to say that we are rolling out in April of 2026, School One and School Three in downtown New Orleans. And part of that was the
I
LMB.
actually, I might be teaching one of those, by the way.
You better look me up if you do. I've got the whole week blocked
I
to be
might be.
in.
I can't remember if that's on my schedule yet or not. But yeah.
The last time you came to Louisiana, you didn't call me, and I
Well,
won't forget
yeah, I
that.
know. I know. Yeah, I had employees to look after. I couldn't help it.
We are so proud of the fact that we are bringing these professional designations here to our state to help our mortgage industry professionals achieve that.
Yeah, that's big
So
time for
those
sure.
are
And
three
also,
really big
I
ones.
do have a discount code if anybody listening would like to get some money off.
I was going to say that was the next thing. The NBA was gracious. They allowed us to negotiate those discount codes for our neighboring states. So Mississippi, Arkansas, and Texas MBA folks will also have discounted
Oh, it's
options
great.
to
It's
attend
fantastic.
the School of Mortgage Banking courses in New Orleans.
I love it. I love it. All right.
Yeah,
So Ashley, I like to keep these new episodes for this new series short and sweet.
yes,
So we're
it's
we're
been
at
fun.
we're at our end time. Is there anything else that you want our listeners to know before I ask you the last question?
Ooh, um, well, number one, please, I want people to know that they can always reach out to me. I get very excited and passionate, as you can hear when I talk about all
Yeah,
of the wonderful things that we're doing. And I'll go back to being a connector of people. Please reach out to me if I can help to connect you or your state or your business in any way, shape, or form. That I love building on those relationships in that network.
I love it. Guys, she really does mean it. She's one of the best in the Southeast. So y'all, if you do need anything, please reach out to her. But on that note, though, where should they go? What should they do to reach out to you?
Ah, yes. LinkedIn for sure. So you can find me as Ashley Logan on LinkedIn. You'll see all of my Eustis Mortgage
Hmm.
information there. I do a lot of posting and a lot of my social networking is on LinkedIn. If you'd like to email me, it's pretty simple. Ashley.logan@eustismortgage.com. And you can also connect with me on all of the social sites. On Facebook and Instagram, I am known as Behind the Mortgage with Ashley Logan.
Yep.
On Insta, it's Behind the Mortgage with AL.
I love it. I love it. All right. I got a little trivia question for you.
Oh Lord, Skip, you gonna throw me.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, I'll tell you what. I'll take it easy on you today. I'll take it easy on you today. What was or is your favorite episode of the Big Skip Energy podcast?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Okay.
It's the episode that shocked me and left my jaw hanging. I listened in the car. I
Yeah.
was driving and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time I listened. You probably already know Matthew Cox.
Matthew Cox. Yeah, that tends to be a lot of people's favorite episode because it is just an absolutely this shocking story.
Shocking.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So that's good. That's good to know though. It's good to
You've
know.
had some memorable episodes
Oh
though. And
yeah, oh yeah. I had some really really good folks on that show, and I'm excited about this one. It's going to be a little different, but I am so happy to have had you on. And best of luck to you. Anything that I can do to help y'all out in the Louisiana Mortgage Bankers, let me know. I'd be glad to do it.
yes.
But thank you again for coming on.
I'm going to encourage you to continue this and to continue dropping value because one thing that I like to do is I like to take these episodes and I'll text them and share them with people that I think could use the information that you're providing. So
Yeah,
you're
and I
helping all
appreciate
of
that. I
us.
really do. All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
Ashley. I
me.
appreciate it.